Hello. This is my video diary. I have decided. I have made a decision. As an indecisive Gemini, I have decided. She's made a decision. She has made a couple of decisions. Yeah, and I'm really excited to see how life unfolds now that I've made these decisions. The first decision that I made, I have decided that I want to live a nomadic lifestyle until I don't anymore. The reason for that is because I like need movement in my life. Like in the past I've had people say like, oh, Kari, you've lived in this city and that city and this city and that city and this city and that city. What are you looking for? Bitch, I'm an artist. I'm looking for inspiration. Like, the world is so big. There's so many people to meet. There's so many ideas to consider. There's so many foods to try, clothes to wear, stories to listen to. I remember in 2020 when everything got shut down and I had left LA and I went back home to Little Rock and I was living with my parents, and I remember going to my mom and like crying like so hard about how I, had came back home and I felt like I had nothing. Like I said, I was like, I have nothing to show for it. Like, I don't have a car. I don't have my own crib. I don't have a spouse. I don't have children. I was like, I just feel like I have nothing. I feel like I have nothing to show for it. All this work and all this stress and fucking tumultuous shit that I've put myself through. And she said something that was just like, it was very simple, but in that moment it was so profound. And she was just like, if you want those things, just get them. And right? Like, I'm like crying hard as fuck, and my mom, who is so emotionally detached, Lord. But in that moment, I was like, you know what? You're right. And she also said, she was like, yeah, you've done a lot. Like, you have experience, so you have that. But like, if you want that other stuff, like, just go get it. And I was like, true. So I think from that moment in 2020 up until now, I've been going and getting what I think I want, or what I'm told I want, right? Like, we're all told that success is having a big crib and a fancy car and designer clothes and, and still have money to go on these lavish vacations and, and as someone who honestly has spent the last, what is 2025 now, has spent the last 5 years accumulating more and more and more stuff, I think I'm tired. I'm done with stuff. I don't want any more stuff. I want the freedom to move around and having a lot of stuff, you can't do that. And I just feel like I really don't want to own much of anything other than my thoughts and my feelings. And, but yeah, so Fee feels the same way. We're both very, very, very spiritual, very, very artistic people, and we want to be able to experience God's green earth, as much of it as we can see. And it's been great having this like stability, which has been new to both of us because like, in your 20s, you're just kind of like, but being in our early 30s, it's been cool to be able to say like, okay, cool, we can get an apartment, we can get a car, we can, do all the things, pay bills, but that's not, we're not trying to settle down right now. Like, we don't have children, we just have Basil, so we don't want to settle down. We're not settling. Like, we have so much to see, so much to do. And yeah, so I'm going to be a nomad. I'm going to be documenting this nomadic journey. And yeah, I'm excited to just go. Just be like, oh, you know what? I want to go to Spain. Let's just kick it in Spain until we don't want to be in Spain. Let's go here until we don't want to be here. And then let's go here and then if we find a place that just feels like, oh, okay, cool, we could be here long term and, do what we need to do, potentially have children, whatever the case may be. I don't know what the future holds. Like, but I feel like when we find that place, we'll find that place. And yeah, right now, movement just feels like the thing that I need to do to feel closer to myself. So yeah, I've decided I've been wanting to live out of the country for like 5 years, probably. I think when I spent a lot of time in London in 2019, I was like, oh, I want to move to Europe, So it's been something that's been on my mind. I've just been too, like, I guess, afraid to kind of jump out of what my American mind can perceive how I live my life, right? Like, you're so Americanized that you can't see yourself living any other way. And, I want to challenge myself to learn to live a different way. So that's what I'm doing. I will only be in Houston for another month, and then I'm going to go to Toronto for a few months and see what Toronto is about, and then see where I go from there. So the next thing I've decided that I want to stop putting so much pressure on myself when it comes to creating outside of music. And I don't know if that makes sense, but I'll explain. So the way that what I feel inside is that I want to create everything. I want to paint. I want to be a screenwriter. I want to be a designer. I want to do all the things and music, plus music, right? But in my mind, I'm always like, oh, if I just veer a little bit off the path, what will people think? And I get analytical paralysis a lot because I'm always thinking. The thing is on, okay? It's always on. Yeah, so I've decided that I'm going to challenge myself to be the things that I want to be and be them out loud all the time and not worry about who receives it and how they receive it, right? Because the thing is the process, right? The process is the most important part for the artist. The process is for the artist. The outcome is for the audience, right? And if I enjoy the process of whatever it is I choose to do, that is enough for me. That is enough for me. So I'm excited to see where my creativity flows once I start putting so much pressure on myself to show up as a music artist, in the ways that a traditional music artist shows up. Like, personally for me, I don't love touring. I don't. I don't love it. It's inhumane. It's weird. Like, I'm cramped in a small space for long hours. My back hurts. And the thing is, like, don't get me wrong, like, the people on the tour make the tour fun. But everything else about, like, that, and then the performing, everything else in between is like, I'm too old. Let me stop saying it. I'm not too old. I'm young, but I'm getting to the point where my body can't I can't be sleeping in vans and, sitting up straight for hell, like my back, like I have hip and back problems. Like, I can't be doing that no more. So I think that just existing as an artist in general and not just a music artist is what my spirit is yearning for. Like, my spirit wants to just create and not have to think about the industry standard or the PR and the, oh, you need this, you need that, and what's your marketing plan, and and yes, that stuff is important, right? When you're selling things, but I'm not in sales. Like, yes, you can sell art, but, like, I'm not in sales. And I'll let all that stuff figure itself out when it's time for that to figure itself out. But right now, I don't want to worry about it. I'm tired. I'm tired of wrecking my brain, worrying about, oh, is this gonna stream well? Is this gonna like, I'm so over the industry of it all. I'm so over it. I'm over it. I'm over it. I don't like extracting the essence of my spirit and my soul and putting it into audio form and handing that over to someone who may not even give one single about me, could care less about me. And if I decided to stop being productive or producing what they need, they wouldn't give a damn. I'm sick of it. I'm sick of it. I'm sick of it. And I'm not saying that I'm not going to make music. I'm not saying I'm not going to release music. But I just think the whole industry song and dance thing is not for me. It's not for me. And that's okay. Because I honestly can't pretend like I enjoy the music industry at all. I can't do it anymore. Like, it makes me nauseous. Like, I recently just got out of a record deal, and I was taking meetings with distributors, and the conversations, they were not bad people. They were really nice people, but just the thought of, like, me being in partnership with another entity that doesn't know anything about me, my background, or my experiences, and can't relate to them, but will make money off of them, made me completely nauseous. No, thank you. So, there's got to be another way for me to exist as an artist, and I'm going to figure it out. I don't have the blueprint, I don't have the plan, but I'm going to figure it out, and I'm going to take you with me while I do it. We're going to figure this out. Kari Faux is now just an artist. She's not a music artist. She's not a rapper. She's not a singer. She's not a producer. She's just an artist. I'm just an artist, okay? That's it. That's all. Boom. I'm happy, though. Because I feel like with these decisions that I've made, I am freeing myself. I have freed myself. I feel lighter. I feel optimistic. I feel like I have a clean slate. I can just move, do what I need to do, make what I want to make, and I'll let the rest figure itself out. I'll let God do the rest. Yeah. So I hope you will join me on this actually very huge change I'm making in my life. I don't know how this shit gonna go. I don't know. I don't know how it's gonna go, but we gonna see. So that's my life update. Thank you for listening.